Hello and welcome to the best mods for Xbox PC, where we will be looking at some of the best mods to check out each and every single day, or at least that's the aim. There'll be something here for everyone, definitely worth checking out. Use the chapters where you need them. If you do get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing. It goes a really long way. Appreciate your time. Let's get into it.
We're starting off with something truly unique that I've never seen in Starfield before, and what this will mean could substantially change the way we experience Starfield over time. Let's take a closer look. How would you like a way to make all the objects breakable? We're talking outposts, space stations, anything you can think of could now possibly be breakable with this insane mod that is just a demonstration mod for now and has a tutorial on how to do this and set this up. But you modders, this is now something that could be possible when implementing new points of interest. To me, this is mind-boggling, crazy, cool fun, because this could really transform how we experience Starfield. Imagine having everything destructible to a degree, or certain things destructible. Absolutely bonkers. This showcase is called Breakable Object Showcase, and this is by Halrix again, who presented us with the moving platforms. He has now uploaded the Breakable Object Showcase, which gives instructions on how to make these objects all destructible. This could expand to pretty much anything in the game, is my understanding. Hal has his own YouTube channel, so if you want to keep up to date with some of these incredible showcases, definitely give him a follow or a subscribe. But I think with this demonstration, you get the idea how much could be possible in Starfield in the future. Really looking forward to see how this gets implemented and what this will mean for us in the future. Terrific showcase. Let's keep moving. Jumping over to New Atlantis. This next mod gives us an option to skip taking the tram or train, whatever you want to call it, and adds a ramp that goes all the way up, offering some nice views and a different way to get to all the different areas in the upper district. Now, it is quite a bit of a walk, so I don't know if this should be escalators or how people feel about this, but it's a cool little concept. It would be nice to get some NPCs walking on this to make it a little bit more immersive and incorporate it as a real walkway for NPCs and for your character. Now, it comes with a few bits and bobs of some items randomly placed, some stools, some bins, adding to it being a bit more realistic. Now, it is a giant platform, as you can see. It takes a little while to get up, but it does save you going through the tram and going through a cutscene, so this could be an option for someone if they just want to get up here quickly. Depending on what perks, you might be able to get up here a lot faster. And the good thing is there is no loading screen, so when you get up, all the NPCs will be here. Everything will be as normal. It does render as you're walking up the ramp itself. So it does offer a unique way to get up to the upper districts. I like the idea of adding things on to New Atlantis. So as time goes on, I'm sure we'll see more creative things and hopefully an overall expanded New Atlantis. This mod is called New Atlantis Walkway to the Upper Districts. And this is by Helion. Cool little concept and nice to see some new changes to New Atlantis. Let's keep moving. This next mod is a bit of brilliance as it enhances and increases the usefulness of all the different clothing items within Starfield. For the most part, clothing is just decorative. But with this mod, it's going to give them actual stats where you could use them on certain environments, planets, and also situations. Say, for instance, first officer outfit, get a +5 intimidation chance. Certain clothing will have characteristics to enhance certain elements within the game, giving a whole new meaning to all the different clothing items. First thing you'll notice is that many of the clothing will actually have environmental resistances, especially those costumes that have masks. Keep in mind that not all clothing will be impacted by this mod, but a great deal are. For instance, here's another example, the physician's uniform. Medical items restore +5 health. Whereas if we look at military clothing or security clothing, they'll have the potential of giving additional physical and energy weapon defensive values. I mean, check this out. The Striker's mask wear has quite good physical energy and electromagnetic bonuses, stats, as well as giving you airborne and radiation and a +5 critical damage. Noting that some of the unique clothing from unique NPCs will have unique stats. The other nice thing it does is it can add headwear items like hats, helmets, turns them into gear that can be worn at the same time as, say, a helmet. And some of these can also modify the helmet's values, so some kind of stacking system is implemented with some of the items. Some of the clothing items can also, crafting some of these clothing items can also increase some of the environmental resistances. And the best thing about this whole mod is that it supports the clothing mod, which allows you to add legendary effect, which is the legendary module recycle. So meaning it's compatible with the legendary module recycler. That mod's terrific, highly recommend it. That's by Gambit 77. Make sure you place this mod below below the legendary clothing enabler. But for everyone who loves clothing and wants to wear it more and have it much more meaningful and impactful element to Starfield, this is definitely a terrific mod to really enhance your clothing. Couple this with the legendary module recycler clothing mod, and you have a whole new wardrobe of awesome clothing that can withstand many of the different environmental effects, allowing you to wear clothing in pretty much any scenario. Terrific mod, and this is TN's Useful Unique Outfits by the OG Tennessee. We have another immersion mod, and this one should be pretty special for many of you on Xbox who have not had access to such magnificence that will really change your experience of the night sky. This is a port from a Nexus mod. It is called Enhanced Milky Way. Originally done by ZY242, but ported by Chapeau. And as things slowly get a bit darker and we see the night sky pierce the daylight, you get a bit more of an understanding of how this could look for you on Xbox. As we see the first star coming around to the right, and we'll get a good idea as the night comes. Looks beautiful. The whole idea of this mod is to give a realistic Milky Way skybox by overlapping authentic images from the ESA Gaia's early data release 3 to the vanilla Milky Way. The mod also reduces the blue hue and makes the night sky blacker. However, do note HDR has not been tested. Now, as we have a look, it looks quite nice. However, I have to note I have been using an 8K version of the night sky, which does have a lot more detail and beauty to it. However, this is a really nice addition for those that are looking for a bit more life and depth to their night sky. So my experience with this mod is it gives a more realistic identification of the Milky Way. However, for me personally, in terms of enhancing the overall look and feel, I prefer a much more artistic approach, making it a lot brighter and potent. However, this is a really nice change and something that that's definitely much better than the original of what we have, especially for Xbox players. You'll find this quite nice and it's a good change. I'm just a bit spoiled for choice, but a terrific port, and this is the Enhanced Milky Way, an excellent choice for those looking to get a better night sky and increase the immersion and beauty of the universe. This next mod is going to make us feel even more connected to our constellation members that we can get to follow us around the universe. The mod is called Command NPC. Order your followers and allies. And this is by XTC Refugee. We now have a whole new level of interacting with our NPCs. For instance, we can now get NPCs to say, collect items from, whether it be from the environment. In this example, Sarah's running over to this thing, collects it, we get the XP, and we've scanned it. We can get them to inspect storage containers. Now note, some characters will not steal, so in this case, this would be a stolen item. However, depending on their persuasion, we might be able to get them to steal some of these objects. In this case, these guys are too nice and too good. They probably won't do it. However, say if we want them to collect some armor or inspect a dead body to collect the items, we can get them to do that. They just might take the long way around to get there and do it. So in this example, I've commanded Sarah to scavenge this person's body. She's going to go and collect all the bits and pieces. Those items will then go into her inventory. And here she's picked up some credits and some other items. This brilliant system works on a command and release system. So for instance, take note on the right hand side, we have talk, commands, and command. Commands, or pressing R in my instance, is going to activate the SKK followers. SKK followers and the command NPC mods will work together quite nicely. However, do note if you add any other mod that adds another option to this menu, you probably won't be able to see it. So be mindful of that fact. However, if we use the command, which will be either X or spacebar on PC and Xbox, by hitting spacebar, that triggers the command function. Once we've triggered the command function, we simply need to direct the NPC to take action. You'll notice that your crosshair changes to a different icon, signifying that she's ready to do another task. So for instance, there's a cobalt deposit here. Let's get her to have a look at that. Okay, so they can't mine just yet, but let's quickly do one more example. So to get Sarah to do something again, we'll hit command, and we're going to get her to inspect one of these creatures on the planet. So we've commanded her to do so. So let's see what she does. Now, this is pretty unreal. These creatures are moving quite far away, but Sarah's still going to run over and inspect or interact with these creatures. It'll be interesting to see what she does, because other than just commanding her to inspect, she may or may not do anything else. So in this instance, she's just gone over and inspected and doesn't seem to have achieved anything. Now, there are creatures that you can harvest without killing them. So I believe in that situation, she would just harvest the goods from the creature and return them to her inventory. This mod is incredible because it gives so many things you can do. You can get them to open or close doors. If in this case, this door actually worked, she could go and inspect and open it, which she does try and gets hit. Now, if I want to command her again after just commanding her, and you can note that my cursor has changed, just release and then press spacebar again to activate the command sequence. Then we can get her to pick up some other things. Some NPCs, particularly noting that Sarah and Barrett, will give vocal commands saying if they can do something or not. So just a demonstration of that is this spacesuit. We're going to hit E to release, press spacebar or X to command, and then head over to this spacesuit and see if she can collect it. You'll see down the bottom subtitles, Sarah is saying she can't do it. Now, whether she can't get there or whether she's not going to steal an item, she'll basically let you know. Whereas other NPCs will not give you that kind of indication. You'll just get something on the top right saying they can't do it. But you can get them to use different things as well. Say the industrial workbench, we can instruct Sarah to go use it. Just keep in mind, if you command them to do something like that, they'll probably stop following you until you quick travel or travel to another location. Releasing them will stop them from doing their current task. You can command them to do many things. So another example is get them to sit. So here we've commanded Sarah to sit. Where things get really spicy is we can direct them in combat to attack certain targets from quite a far distance. See if we want to get, we've commanded Sarah, and now we're going to highlight over some spaceborne all the way over there and get her to engage. And then we've hit E, or we've commanded her to attack, and now she's going to engage the Starborn. How crazy is that? The Command Followers mod is the start to what could be a huge functionality within commanding your followers. I would love functionality where you could get them to mine resources within a certain area, or get them to hunt creatures, and all the various things that you could possibly think of. And you can see how this is definitely going to be possible down the track. This is just the beginning. So this functionality will expand over time, whether it's this mod or another mod. This is really going to bring a lot of new life into how we interact and use our followers, making it much more worthwhile and bringing them along and getting them to help us in certain scenarios. It's a fantastic mod, and there's plenty of creative ways to use this. We're heading to Akila City, which never could have enough bars, and this particular bar is going to be epic for all the Star Wars fans. To locate this bar, we have the rock. We just need to hook a left, go down this street, follow it up along, and we will come to this door here. Upon entering this rather fine establishment, I'm sure many of you are going to notice something that looks very familiar. We have a beautiful rendition of the Star Wars Mos Eisley Cantina, and boy oh boy, it is very nicely done. And you'll notice even down to the hookers. Now, even if you're not a Star Wars fan, this is something just to muck around with, as it adds a lot of NPCs and a really hustle bustling bar. And with the alien face mod on, you get a real sense of a really unique feel and atmosphere in this place. But you better watch your step. This terrific Mos Eisley's Cantina, which is located in Akila. This is by Cantina 92, and it offers very realistic and accurate version of that famous cantina, and overall it's probably the most lively location that I've ever seen in terms of the NPCs coming and going. The lighting and textures of this place are really well done, and the best part about it is you even have the music in the background from the movie, which is freaking wild. And overall, for you Star Wars fans and for us building a slowly complete Star Wars in Starfield, this is an absolute must, especially if you're playing a bounty hunter or you just want a really lively bar. So for the time being, you can't really buy anything from the person behind the bar, but do note there is a lot more planned with this mod where you will be able to interact and buy drinks and just have a bit more of a realistic experience as if you were visiting, just like you're visiting any of the other bars in Starfield. And if you do have the mod that changes the sanity bots into RTDT, even though he's stuck right here, you'll see him generally just walking around the area. However, I don't know, I thought droids were not meant to be in Cantina. But a brilliant mod, and it's just another one to add to the immersion of Star Wars in Starfield. Let's keep moving. One of the things that always needed revamping in Starfield was its weather system, and now Xbox users have access to probably the best weather mod that you could possibly consider. The mod is called Royal Weather's Lite, and this is by JDL. This is pretty much the best weather mod that we have on Starfield at this point in time. Royal Weathers increases the weather variety pretty much on every single location you can think of, along with brand new weather combinations that don't even appear in the vanilla. To experience some of those new weather conditions, you want to head to a volcanic region. You want to head to a really nice volcanic region. I suggest heading from Alpha Centauri to Pizazi, which is north of Alpha, ensuring Pizazi is selected, and we're heading to Pizazi 4C, ensuring to find one of the volcanic regions, which is rather rare in this instance. From there, you're greeted with a crazy volcanic region that has lava pouring everywhere through the mountain ranges, and you'll get some really nice atmospherical weather conditions like you've never seen before. Royal Weathers will add really nice transitions and a huge variety of different weather weather conditions, really adding to the immersion of any planet you visit. This is a highly recommended mod for anyone that wants to experience the world with a much more enhanced and vibrant weather system. Whether it be much more frequent lightning storms to some very different gassy to some more hazardous type of weather environments, you're going to find many of these different weather conditions a bit more frequently. However, do note, to truly experience this, you'll really need to spend some time traveling across the universe to the various different planets and biomes to really get a feel of the true extent of this mod and how it interacts with the overall feel of the game. This is a terrific mod and a must-have for anyone looking for a deeper immersion and connection to the environment within Starfield. Real Weather's Lite by JDL. Terrific mod, let's keep going.
Thank you very much for watching. If you get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing, commenting. Let me know what you think about some of these mods. You can let me know what mods you'd like me to cover, or if there's anything on your mind, just drop it in the comment. Thanks again, and peace.